Howdy guys, it's Kyle here, and today this video will be about if the firing range actually makes you better, or I should say more consistent. Right off the bat, I'll just say the obvious answer is yes. It's practice at the end of the day, and practice makes perfect. However, shooting dummies that don't really move will not help much. Yeah, it'll help you learn recoil control patterns, but people move and vary in what they do. The training exercise I'll be sharing in this video is a great 15 to 30 minute warm-up. I did this almost every day for the past 30 days, and I can honestly say that I have seen a slight difference, especially when I do it before going into games. First, you want to activate the training dummies. You can do this by getting up in the far ledge spot, dropping everything. I think you can keep your ammo, but I drop everything just to be safe, and crouching. Then change characters. You should hear a unique noise, and the dummies should be moving around. Sometimes it won't work, so just to exit the firing range and rejoin. The servers are kind of wonky sometimes, but it's pretty rare. The activity I do requires you to pick up a golden armor and a golden knockdown shield. Do not pick up a helmet. Pick up limited ammo and no attachments besides a sight. Let the dummies shoot the armor off for you while keeping health, and when I practice with the wingman, I only pick up about 40 bullets, and then I'll use the car R99, which I use about 120 bullets for them. You can use any gun or combination, just keep the ammo limited. Then I do rounds. A round is killing all 3 of the dummies. Each round you can either pick up a syringe or use one during or at the end of it, which you should try to set a limit to the syringes. My limit that I use is 4. After the 3rd round you can restock on ammo. If you happen to get knocked, you can simply change characters and you'll keep everything. This gives you a sense of reasoning to hit your shots. You don't want to carelessly aim a round and fight dummies because there will be no motivation or drive to actually try. You need to consciously make yourself aware that you have to hit shots, and maybe even hit shots in specific areas like headshots. The bots are not going to one-clip you, but they should be pretty decent at times. This lets you practice your movement and ideas that you want to implant on real people without being crushed and sent back to the lobby. Psychologically speaking, this should also get you used to the moments where you have to clutch up and not let the anxiety build up where you whiff shots. An example that many people can relate to is if you've ever taken a test that you decently studied for and a question pops up which you usually know. However, in this instance, you just can't remember. This happens because what your memory and what you do depends on retrieval cues. If you study in your room with a relaxing environment but are a nervous test taker, this may explain why you can't remember specific questions at times. After the test, the anxiety is released, giving you a familiar feeling and the answer comes back. And FYI, if this is you, try working out while studying. No cap. Your heart rate will increase, which is anxiety, retrieval cue, and you'll do better on the test. Probably, maybe. The more retrieval cues there are, the easier it is for your brain to recognize information. Retrieval cues can even be the clothes you wear, the location you study/practice, or even food, which is why that really popular fact about the gum you chew while you study can help you remember and do better on a test, because it's true, it's a retrieval cue. But the most important retrieval cue is your state of mind, which is why sometimes when you gotta clutch up and you start to miss all those shots, it's because you got nervous. And yes, that's obvious, but this explains why your style of gameplay changes and why you miss shots. It also explains why being mad is not a good state of mind either while playing. The practice I do doesn't necessarily give you the same kind of anxious state, but it's the same kind of speed and gameplay you need to take into real games. It makes you think and keep you aware that you need to try. I like to practice in the way because it gives you a cushion, but still gives you a little oomph to try and kill these dummies. This is why going into a firing range and just vibing while shooting still targets isn't very helpful. I found practicing in this entertaining way really does help, and I would highly recommend trying it. Seriously, just take 15 minutes, preferably before playing, and you should be pretty warmed up. It's not a necessity, but if you're looking for a way to improve in Apex, this is something you should definitely be doing. Anyways guys, that's all I have today. In the next video I'll be talking about if classical music improves your performance when playing. If you guys enjoyed today's content and are new, please hit subscribe and like, I'd very much greatly appreciate it. Peace out gamers and keep slaying.